Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Pipeline. Today I have Kelly, which is our Director of Creative Strategy, and Jessica is our Senior Content Strategist here joining us, and we're going to be talking about AI. I know we did an episode a few weeks ago about AI, but again, it's ever-changing environment. New things are coming out all the time. So again, wanted to do another episode here dedicated strictly to AI. So first questions for Jessica. So tell us how AI is being used and some of the cons that you have found.
Yeah, so there's many uses of AI so far, and we'll talk about ChatGPT specifically a little bit more, but there's kind of two different buckets that I see AI being used in. There's content, written content, and then there's image creation. We use both of those here at the agency, and of course there's pros and cons to each of those. So some of the pros that we've definitely seen using a tool like ChatGPT is it's able to come up with content very quickly. So if you kind of have that writer's block, you're feeling stuck, you kind of need that starting point, you can definitely use that to kind of get started and get you some ideas. And then same thing for doing research, especially on like a complex topic. If you kind of need a starting point, you want an outline written for you, it can help with that as well. But along with that, you also have to be really careful that what it's telling you is accurate, because it can sound very confident but not be telling you what is accurate. So just like anything you read online, you need to fact check that. And it's not going to know your brand or your customer's brand as well as you do. So just kind of keep that in mind as well.
Those are some great points. So next question is for you, Kelly. So what are some tips for using AI in marketing?
All right, I've actually got 5 of them. So when you're using AI in marketing, number one, it needs human oversight. So, in marketing, you need creativity, you need great messaging, you need to know your brand, your products, and a machine can't do that. So an AI tool is only going to be as good as the human behind it. Second, you need to know that brand voice. And that comes again with being able to use the tool and knowing what it's putting out there is good quality content or images, is that you've got to know the brand, you've got to know the brand voice, you've got to know your customer pain points. You got to know what really resonates with your customers. And my third tip is always quality over quantity. That's sort of honestly content marketing 101. So what an AI bot spits out, as Jessica said, it can be very efficient and spit out a lot very quickly, but it doesn't mean it's quality. So again, always going back to those roots of marketing, that quality is number one. And then my fourth thing would be prompting. So especially like ChatGPT, we have used that quite a bit. And it really comes back to, again, the human behind it, and that they understand your brand, the voice, the products, because then they can prompt it and get the information that they need. Again, whether it's you're using it to help get a new creative idea, some new messaging, a content outline, but it's only going to turn out good information and really help you if you understand your brand. And then the last thing I have is that just realizing that it is a tool. I always think about it, this AI technology out there isn't just going to do your marketing. It isn't just going to become your content and create your images. It's really just a tool in the toolbox. If you think about like in manufacturing, you're never just going to put a robot out there and expect it to produce a quality component. It's got to have a programmer behind it. It's got to know your quality standards. It's got to know what that end result is to make sure that it's producing what you want. And this AI technology in marketing is really the same way.
Those are some great points, Kelly. I mean, again, both of you have kind of alluded to the tool side of AI, and one of the tool on the forefront here that everyone's talking about is ChatGPT. So going through that a little bit, what is your thoughts on that, Jessica?
Yeah, so ChatGPT is definitely one of the bigger tools that we're hearing about right now. So since it launched in November, it's actually been one of the quickest adopted technologies, so everybody is using it. So you also have to be careful, as we mentioned, and make sure that what you're using from it is accurate. So fact checking it, making sure it's not plagiarizing from somewhere. And one of the things to think about too, this is probably not going to happen in the US anytime soon, but Italy has already banned it because of the way it processes data from minors. So just kind of some things to be conscious of as you're using it. And another thing, people, can use it for nefarious purposes as well, like writing an exam paper or coming up with code that can be used to hack a website. So there's pros and cons. It's like anything. It's a tool. It's neutral. It's not good or bad. It's just how you use it. So just, be responsible in your use of it.
Yeah, those are, again, great points there. And that kind of segues into my next question for you, Kelly. here at Marketing Essentials, we definitely have taken a stance that's important to have guidelines in place for the use of this tool. Again, for more of that, I guess, moral aspect of it, right? Of what it can and cannot do. So you want to expand a little bit more on that?
Yeah, we, actually in the newsletter, along with this video, we did attach the blog article that we have that outlines our sort of guidelines and principles on AI use. We set 8 principles in place internally that we feel very strongly about for our team's responsible use of AI. But ultimately, as an agency, like we've talked about here today, we see all of this AI technology as a tool. It's a tool in the toolbox. It can help us with efficiency, it can help propel our creativity, but ultimately when it comes down to like great marketing, great messaging, great imagery, that takes a human brain behind it. It takes creativity, it takes your knowledge, it takes, experiences you've been through, emotions, inspiration, but you take all of that and then you can use this tool for some efficiency and together it works well together. But again, it's a tool in the toolbox.
Exactly. It's just a tool in the toolbox. Well, I'd like to thank both of you for joining me today on this AI discussion. And as always, we're going to keep on top of this tool and how it evolves and keep all of you posted. As Kelly mentioned, take a look at the blog article that's attached to this email thread as well, and we'll be in touch. See you next time.